Today's patio chat is being brought to you locally by Westridge Furniture in Delphus. See it all at your finer outdoor furniture store.
Well, whether you rent or own a rental property, it's important to know the Ohio laws. And here to talk about that is Lima attorney Jerry Pitts. Welcome, Jerry.
Glad to be here.
Yeah, so this is our final segment. We've been talking about this for a while.
This is it. Everybody's kind of tired of it, but me, of course. But anyway, I just was reading something was a little bit interesting. We'll start off with that. Well, you probably don't know. You have to make at least $22.50 an hour to afford a 2-bedroom apartment in Ohio anymore.
That does not surprise me, Jerry.
And the people's income the basic income is only 18.75 cents an hour. So you're starting off in the hole each month if you're a renter. Now, I had said before that we was going to talk about the responsibilities of the landlord and a little bit about the responsibilities of the tenant. Now, the landlord's responsibility, other than a lot of charging you, now, what happens is, what people forget, is that when a landlord, first thing they ask for is, I want a couple months' rent, and then I want a security deposit. But somewhere along the way, they forget that security deposit that you give them, or you give them as a down payment, it technically should go into escrow, what we say is an account that could draw interest while you are still there.
Yeah.
Often, it doesn't happen. And that's why lots of times when you decide to go, the landlord always comes around and say, oh, well, we got to take out for this, we got to take out for that, we got to do this, do that, and we're going to return to you whatever is left over. But people, whenever you're getting ready to leave, send a letter to the landlord telling them that you are and that you intend for inspection, and that you are giving them information as to what you've done with the place and clean it up before you even leave. Now, that's just one responsibility for the tenant, one responsibility for the landlord. They should, at that point, send you back your deposit, reasonably so. But often that doesn't happen. And what people don't want to do, they don't want to go to court and fight over a security deposit.
Right.
So lots of times that just goes unnoticed. But I think Ohio eventually is going to have to get itself together and start thinking about what are we going to do about the people, because if they don't, that we're going to end up with a colossal amount of people who are going to be homeless. And we don't need that.
Yeah.
What we need to do is concentrate on figuring out ways to fix this situation so that everybody you don't have to live like in a palace, but we want people to live comfortable.
Right, exactly. So this has happened pretty much all throughout the United States, right? The rentals have gone up.
The irony about it and a lot is some of the larger cities have all kinds of commissions that control a lot of this behavior. And they have a commission that looks at situations which are causing huge problems as far as this goes. Whereas Ohio intentionally decided they were not going to do that because they're saying that if they did, landlords would stop renting. Well, then we're going to have to get new housing policies to provide housing for people who are outside of renters. We're going to have to come up with some kind of way of subsidizing or making housing more affordable. That's the word, more affordable for people to be able to live and to pay for all this other stuff that is increasing tremendously. Otherwise, we're going to have all kinds of housing and problems. Now, make sure, I tell people, make sure your lease, it's better off if it's in writing, but if it should go after a year, then you're going to have to be very careful that you're either going to get it renewed in writing or you're going to find yourself in a month-to-month. Now, as far as the people, the tenants, I'm saying if you are a tenant, I know we're running out of time, please do your best to maintain the property as if it was your own.
Yeah.
That's the best advice I can give.
That's really good advice, because otherwise you're probably going to end up paying for it, in the long run,
You're
right?
going to pay anyway.
That's very true.
But you will
Jerry.
pay less.
But it's important to know those laws, and thank you so much for clarifying, throughout our segments here because it is important. Everyone needs to know their rights, and especially if they're renting or own a rental property. So thank you so much, Jerry. Appreciate it.
Thank you for having me. You have a good day.
My pleasure, Jerry. All right, well, don't go away, because medical news is coming up next.